Okay, the
Hello,
floor
greetings
is...
to everyone.
Sorry, the floor is yours.
No problem. Greetings to everyone. I extend a warm and hearty welcome to all the honorable speakers, participants, and the audiences from across India, Brazil, Iran, and other parts of the world who are present in this webinar. This is a great opportunity for a global connect. What brings us together on this online platform is a seriously concerning issue of child abuse. But first, let me introduce myself to everyone participating and present here. Today, you may identify as the moderator of this webinar. I am Omkareshwar Pandey. My 30 years of experience with a combination of multifunctional, multi-sectoral experience while working across print, television, digital, and news agency that gives me a 360-degree perspective of media business from both technical as well as commercial standpoint. I have served as group editor, managing editor, media head, and CEO in all four major media verticals in Hindi and English both. I believe that I am one of the few privileged media professionals having experience to lead media, not just in editorial, but also in looking after sales, marketing, distribution, finance, branding, technology, and administration too in this leadership roles. Presently, I am editor-in-chief and CEO of Observer Global Media Group. And today's topic of... May I request all to please silent your cameras? Please put off your mic.
अभी तो लगाओ नहीं तो बहुत पानी पानी हो जाएगा.
Please close your audio. May I request the technical team also kindly switch off the mics of all participants. So friends, today's topic of webinar is child abuse, and our major focus of discussion would be India, Brazil, and Iran, and other parts of the world. We all know that menace of child abuse has increased in a great proportions throughout the world. An estimated 1 billion children, or 1 out of 2 children worldwide, suffer some part of violence each year. Over 50 million cases of abuse of the vulnerable were reported by November 2020, with 1.2 million deaths worldwide. In Brazil, in 2017, there were 126,000 cases of violence against children and teenagers, with over 21,000 deaths. Similarly, if I talk about India, according to Interpol, an estimated 2.4 million instances of online child sexual abuse were reported from India from 2017 to 2020. And 80% of these children were girls under the age of 14. We are all facing through the pandemic of COVID-19, which has greatly increased the risk of intra-family violence and online abuse. It has raised huge concerns for the mental health of an entire generation of children and young people, parents, and also the caregivers. But the pandemic may represent only the tip of a mental health iceberg. An iceberg we have ignored for far too long. May I request you all to please close your mics? May I request you all to please close your mics? Can the technical team close the mics of all?
It's okay.
Can the technical team please switch off the mic of all participants?
I don't know how to wear it now.
Go play now. Otherwise, they both will go after some time.
Hello?
Sir, you are mute. Sir, you are mute. Sir, unable to hear you. You are mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear
sir.
me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, children, please switch off your mic, please. Please switch off your mic. So I was talking about the impact of the COVID-19 and the lockdown. There were movement restrictions, loss of income, isolation, and overcrowding that have heightened levels of stress and anxiety in parents, caregivers, and children, and cut families and individuals off from their usual sources of support. To address this issue, the United Nations has set tackling child abuse globally as its sustainable development goal to be achieved by 2030. But the big question is, how do we achieve this goal in just less than 8 years from now? The consequences of child abuse is quite evident and need not to be reiterated. I would like to add that ending violence against children is increasingly within our reach. And it is this positive spirit that has guided us to come together today in hope to reach solid solutions to this kind of disaster. So taking forward this discussion today, let me introduce our first speaker on the international webinar. I'm greatly honored to introduce the audience to Dr. G. Hari Krishnan. If Dr. G. Hari Krishnan is there, kindly come on the screen, please. Dr. G. Hari Krishnan, BE, MTech, PhD, MBA, and MSc applied. He is also doing psychology from India. Dr. Hari Krishnan is currently working as principal at Holy Grace Engineering College, Thrissur, Kerala. He has completed MBA in marketing management and doctorate degree in communication and networking engineering. Dr. Hari Krishnan is also a postgraduate in remote sensing and wireless sensor networks with good communication skills. He was awarded with Distinguished Engineer for 2019 by an international professional society, Malaysia. Dr. Hari Krishnan is involved in several student-centric academic development and teaching programs based on effective teaching learning process. He is also involved in career guidance and mind-building counseling activities. Over to you, Dr. G. Hari Krishnan.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind introduction. So, warm good evening to one and all present here. I convey my best regards to the organizers and Sri Ongareshwar Pandey sir for the kind introduction about me. And it was a good session, like introduction, getting a detailed analysis about this ongoing subject that is child abuse. So I think we can start the session. I plan this session to be much interactive as well as informative. So our topic of interest of today's discussion is child abuse. As you know the title, child abuse, this terminology or this concept has been evolved or it is prevailing for years back. Let it be from 40s or 30s or 20s, 1920 or 1940 till 2022. This subject is having a detailed impact on our social life, on our society. We can see in olden days, consider the transformation in our lifestyle. Now we are highly technically sound all over the world. This platform itself is a proof for that. We are able to connect globally, irrespective of the distance or time. At this time also, still, till this child abuse is prevailing in the country or entire globe. What is the reason? We can start with a question. Why, when, how, then, where? Because everything should start from a question. Every day is starting with a question. Similarly, this concept, the title, that is the child abuse, has to be started with a question. Why child abuse is still prevailing in the society? How this child abuse has been started? What is the impact of child abuse on our society or on the social as well as physical as well as psychological life of a student? What are the side effects of child abuse? Are parents responsible for the child abuse? Are teachers responsible for the child abuse? Or the society itself responsible for the child abuse? So we have to start with all these questions. This question, I'm putting this question in front of myself as well as the entire audience who are present here. We have to ask ourselves this question: why child abuse still date, that is 2020? Child abuse is having a bad impact on social life. So I have taken my backdrop, like every child is having a right to live, is having the right to express his or her happiness or sorrows or whatever it may be, the feeling. So it is a basic fundamental right of a human being a child, to get the support of the parents or the teachers from the society. So it is the responsibility of the teachers as well as the parents to ensure that whether the child is undergoing a safe journey of life transformation from their childhood to adulthood, from to their professional life and the career. So it is the responsibility of the teachers as well as parents. So who are all responsible? We can see 24/7, the entire world is working. Whether the sun position the light will be changing, the dark side as well as the bright side, but entire world is working. So how we can monitor the child abuse? So who are responsible? Let's start from the beginning. Let's take the case of what are the different types of child abuses. Child abuses can be of different classification. It can be physical abuse.
Sir, you are.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah. Actually, the admin may be muting. Now I am unmute. Okay. So we are having different type of child abuse, like physical abuse is there, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, and then sexual abuse. Lot of abuses are happening. So how we can identify whether all these acts are abuse or not? How we can analyze whether a child will be able to understand whether he or she is undergoing an abuse? So first of all, the responsibility comes to the parents, and next the responsibility comes to the teacher.